Most men don't realize when their life stops moving forward. There's no alarm, no warning sign, no dramatic collapse. It just slows down. Same mornings, same habits, same excuses. Different year on the calendar, same year in real life. And that's how it happens. Not all at once, but quietly, comfortably, without resistance. You think time is passing, but what's really happening is this. You're repeating yourself. You don't notice it because nothing feels wrong. You're not starving. You're not homeless. You're not in danger. So you assume you're fine. But fine is the most dangerous word a man can live with. Fine means no urgency, no hunger, no pressure to change. And when there's no pressure, there's no growth. Most men don't ruin their lives with bad decisions. They ruin it with no decisions. They don't choose a direction. They drift. They don't commit. They test. They don't sacrifice. They negotiate. And negotiation always ends the same way. Comfort wins. Look at the pattern. New year comes. You feel motivated. You promise yourself this year will be different. You set goals. You visualize progress. You talk about change. Then life gets normal again. Work, distraction, fatigue, doubt. And slowly, without realizing it, you go back to the same behavior. Same sleep schedule. Same discipline level. Same excuses dressed up as logic. And just like that, another year passes. You didn't fail. You repeat it. That's the part no one tells you. Failure hurts. Repetition feels safe. And safety is why most men stay exactly where they are. Here's the truth most people avoid. Time doesn't change people. Pressure does. And if you don't create pressure, life won't do it for you. Life is perfectly fine letting you stay average, comfortable, distracted, unfulfilled. You think being stuck feels dramatic. It doesn't. Being stuck feels normal. That's why it's dangerous. Being stuck looks like this. You know you could do more, but you don't. You feel capable, but unfocused. You're not broken, just numb. You're waiting for motivation, waiting for clarity, waiting for the right moment. But the truth is, the moment already came. You just didn't act. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. The reason your life hasn't changed is not because you lack information. You already know what to do. Wake up earlier. Train your body. Control your habits. Focus on one direction. Stop negotiating with comfort. You know all of this. So why hasn't anything changed? Because knowing isn't the problem. Deciding is. Most men live in permanent almost. Almost disciplined. Almost focused. Almost serious. Almost is the enemy. Almost keeps you busy without moving forward. Almost keeps you hopeful without results. Almost lets you believe you're trying. But almost never builds a different life. Here's the harsh part. If nothing changes this year, next year won't be different. Not because you're incapable, but because patterns repeat themselves unless they're broken deliberately. And breaking patterns is uncomfortable. It requires saying no when it feels boring, continuing when it feels pointless, choosing long-term pain over short-term relief. Most men never do that. So they repeat the year. You don't wake up one day stuck forever. You arrive there slowly. One skip decision at a time. One excuse at a time. One comfortable night instead of a disciplined one. And then one day you look back and realize, I've been here before. Same frustration. Same dissatisfaction. Same unrealized potential. Different age. That's the real fear, not failure. Wasted time. Time you'll never get back. Energy that fades. Opportunities that don't wait. And the scariest part? Life doesn't warn you when you're repeating yourself. It just lets you. So before this year moves forward, ask yourself one honest question. Am I changing or am I just aging? Because there's a difference. And most men don't realize it until it's too late. This is where it starts. Not with motivation, not with hype, with awareness. Most men think their enemy is laziness. It's not. Laziness is obvious. Comfort is quiet. Comfort doesn't tell you to quit. It tells you to wait. It tells you, not today, just this once. You've earned a break. And that's why comfort wins. Comfort doesn't feel like failure. It feels reasonable. You're tired. You worked hard. You'll start tomorrow. That logic sounds mature, responsible, balanced. But here's what no one tells you. Comfort never asks for permission to stay. Once you choose it, it settles in. Look at your life honestly. How many times have you delayed the thing you know matters? Not because you couldn't do it, but because it felt uncomfortable, uncertain, boring, lonely. So you chose the easier option. And one easy choice never feels dangerous. But repeated easy choices build a dangerous life. Comfort doesn't destroy men fast. It destroys them slowly. It turns urgency into patience, hunger into excuses, dreams into background noise, until one day you don't even argue with yourself anymore. You just accept where you are. That's how men get stuck, not trapped, not forced, settled. Here's the pattern. You don't wake up and decide to waste a year. You wake up and decide to skip the workout, to delay the work, to avoid the hard conversation, to stay in what's familiar, and you tell yourself it's temporary. But temporary becomes permanent when repeated. Comfort trains you to expect life to feel good before you act, and real progress doesn't work like that. Progress feels boring before it feels rewarding, painful before it feels meaningful, lonely before it feels respected. Most men quit in that phase. Not because it's impossible, but because comfort whispers a better sounding lie. Here's the lie. You can have growth without sacrifice. You can't. Every version of growth costs something. Time, energy, relationships, sleep, certainty. Comfort protects you from paying that price. But protection has a cost too, and that cost is your future. Think about it. Comfort today feels harmless, but comfort stacked over months does damage you can't see yet. It erodes discipline, and self-respect, confidence, not all at once, piece by piece. That's why so many men feel empty without knowing why. They're not depressed. They're uncommitted. They haven't chosen a direction worth suffering for. So everything feels pointless. Commitment is different. Commitment doesn't negotiate. It doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't care if you're motivated. It doesn't wait for clarity. Commitment moves first. Feelings follow later. Most men say they want change, but what they really want is change without discomfort, and that doesn't exist. Here's the truth you need to hear. If you don't choose your discomfort, life will choose it for you. Either you suffer now by discipline or later by regret. There is no third option. Look at the men you respect. They're not comfortable. They're consistent. They don't do more things. They do the same hard things longer. That's it. No secret. No hack. Just commitment when comfort says stop. And here's where it gets personal. The reason this year looks like the last one is because your comfort threshold hasn't changed. Same limits. Same tolerance. Same escape routes. So the outcome stays the same. If you want a different year, you need a different standard. Not motivation. Not inspiration. A standard. A line you don't cross. Ask yourself this. What discomfort am I avoiding right now? That's keeping my life exactly where it is. Because that's the price. And until you pay it, nothing moves. Most men don't fail because they can't do hard things. They fail because they refuse to do hard things consistently. So they repeat the year. And if you don't interrupt this pattern, you already know how this ends. Another year. Same frustration. Same feeling of being behind. Just older. Comfort doesn't trap you with chains. It traps you with softness. And softness is hard to fight because it feels kind. But kindness without direction leads nowhere. This is where commitment begins. Not when it feels right, but when you decide that repeating the same year is no longer acceptable. Most men are waiting for motivation. They think once they feel ready, once they feel confident, once they feel inspired, that's when everything will change. It won't. Motivation is emotional, and emotions don't last. That's why motivation works for a week, maybe two. Then life returns to normal, and normal kills progress. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If your progress depends on how you feel, you're already stuck, because feelings change every day. Some days you wake up focused. Some days you wake up empty. Some days you feel unstoppable. Some days you feel like quitting. And if your actions change with your feelings, your results will stay inconsistent. That's why most men start strong and disappear quietly. They didn't fail. They followed their emotions. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It asks one question. What did you decide? And that's why discipline works. When motivation disappears, motivation makes promises. Discipline keeps them. Motivation is loud. Discipline is boring. Motivation wants quick results. Discipline understands delayed reward. Most men choose motivation because it feels good. Very few choose discipline because it feels honest. Look at your past. How many times did you feel motivated and still end up in the same place? That's not bad luck. That's the cost of emotional effort. Discipline feels unfair at first. You work without praise. You move without momentum. You sacrifice without immediate return. And your mind starts asking questions. Why am I doing this? Is this even working? Is it worth it? This is the point where most men stop. They confuse lack of feedback with lack of progress. But progress is happening quietly, just not in ways you can see yet. Discipline builds invisible strength first. Mental control, self-respect, consistency. These don't show on the outside, but they change everything. Here's the rule. If you can't do it when you don't feel like it, you don't really own it. Most men don't own their habits. Their habits own them. That's why the year repeats. You wait to feel ready. You wait to feel confident. You wait to feel motivated. And while you wait, nothing changes. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after repetition. Self-belief isn't built by thinking. It's built by doing, even when your mind argues with you. Every disciplined action sends a message to your brain. I'm in control. Every skipped action sends a different one. Comfort decides. Over time, one of those messages becomes your identity. That's why some men trust themselves and others don't. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's a history of kept promises or broken ones. Discipline is not extreme. What's extreme is repeating the same year and expecting a different life. You don't need perfect discipline. You need non-negotiables. Things you do whether you feel like it or not. Training, working, learning, showing up. Not everything. Just the things that matter. Here's the shift most men never make. Stop asking, how do I feel today? Start asking, what kind of man am I building? Because identity outlasts emotion. Motivation asks for excitement. Discipline asks for commitment. One fades. The other compounds. And that's the difference between men who change their lives and men who repeat the year. If you want this year to be different, stop chasing motivation. Build systems. Build standards. Build routines you follow, even when you don't care. That's how progress survives bad days. This isn't about being robotic. It's about being reliable to yourself. Because the fastest way to hate your future self is to keep lying to your present one. The cost of half commitment. Why trying keeps men trapped. Most men don't quit. They try. And trying is more dangerous than quitting. Because quitting is honest. Trying gives you an excuse. Trying sounds responsible. I'm trying my best. I'm working on it. I'll figure it out. But trying has no deadline, no standard, no consequence. So nothing changes. Half commitment is the comfort zone in disguise. You tell yourself you're serious, but you keep a back door open. Just in case it gets hard. Just in case it fails. Just in case you feel uncomfortable. That back door is why you stay stuck. Look at your goals. Be honest. Have you committed, or are you experimenting? Because experimenting feels safe. Commitment feels final. Most men want results without burning the boats. They want the option to escape if it doesn't work fast. But real progress requires something most men avoid: risking your ego. Half commitment protects your self-image. If you fail, you can say, I didn't really try. And that sentence slowly kills ambition, because it trains your mind to never go all in on anything. That's how men become skilled at starting and terrible at finishing. Half commitment creates a strange pain. You're not comfortable, but you're not growing either. You're just tired, busy, distracted, frustrated. That's why so many men feel exhausted without feeling accomplished. They're spending energy without direction. Here's the truth. Trying keeps you emotionally busy, but strategically weak. You feel like you're moving, but nothing compounds. Full commitment changes everything. When there's no exit, how your mind stops negotiating. You stop asking, should I keep going? And start asking, how do I make this work? That question alone changes outcomes. Commitment simplifies life. Less overthinking, less second-guessing, less emotional noise, because the decision is already made. Most men think commitment limits freedom. It doesn't. It removes indecision. And indecision is the real prison. Here's why half commitment repeats the year, You never give anything enough time to show results. You quit right before momentum forms. Every time. Progress has a delay, and half-committed men hate delay. They need quick proof that it's worth it. But real growth doesn't announce itself early. It whispers. That's why discipline and patience always beat intensity. Intensity burns fast. Commitment burns long. Look at your past again. How many times did you start something, then stop once you got boring? Once results slowed? Once attention disappeared? That wasn't bad strategy. That was weak commitment. And weak commitment creates a dangerous identity. I'm someone who doesn't follow through. Once that identity forms, everything becomes harder. Here's the reset. You don't need more goals. You need one direction you refuse to quit on. One area where trying is banned. Only execution. Commitment means doing it badly at first and doing it without praise. Doing it longer than feels logical. That's where most men drop off. And that's why few men change their lives. Not because they can't. Because they won't commit fully. This year doesn't need more effort. It needs fewer escape routes. Decide once. Remove the option to quit. And suddenly, the work becomes simpler. Not easier. Simpler. Half commitment keeps you stuck forever. Full commitment moves you forward painfully, but permanently. Most men think change comes from doing more. It doesn't. Change comes from deciding who you are and refusing to negotiate with that decision. Every year feels the same because your identity stays the same. Same standards, same tolerance, same excuses. So even when you try new habits, you execute them with the same old mindset, and the result doesn't change. Here's the decision that separates years. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to improve, and start seeing yourself as someone who executes, no matter what. That shift is everything. When execution becomes your identity, you don't wait for alignment. You move first. You don't ask, is this working? You ask, did I show up today? Because showing up is the only thing you control. Most men want certainty before action. But certainty comes after repetition, not before. This is where weak years are born. You overthink. You wait. You hesitate. And hesitation always favors your old life. Identity is built through evidence. Every time you act when you don't want to, you collect proof. Proof that you can be trusted. And once you trust yourself, everything accelerates. That's why discipline compounds faster than motivation. It builds self-belief indirectly. Here's the truth no one tells you. Your mind listens to your behavior, not your thoughts. You can think disciplined thoughts all day. If your actions don't match, your mind doesn't believe you. This year changes when your behavior changes consistently, not when your ideas change. Make this year different by doing something simple but uncomfortable. Stop negotiating with yourself. No debates in the morning, no emotional bargaining at night. You decided. Now you execute. Weak men ask, do I feel like it? Strong men ask, what did I commit to? That's the line. This isn't about being extreme. It's about being clear. Clear standards eliminate confusion. Choose one direction, not 10 goals, not 10 identities. One path. You will walk whether you feel ready or not. You don't need to feel confident. Confidence is a side effect. You need to feel responsible. responsible for your future self. Think 5 years ahead. If nothing changes, you already know the outcome. Same frustration, same regret, different calendar. This decision right now is the fork in the road. One path repeats the year. The other builds a life you won't be ashamed of. And here's the final realization. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to save you. This is self-leadership. You either lead yourself through discomfort checks or follow comfort into stagnation. This year doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be committed. That alone will separate it from every year before. Here's the brutal truth. Every man who achieves something different faces the same wall: pain, resistance, failure, loneliness. And most men quit the first time the road turns dark. Hard moments aren't exceptions. They are the rule. If you're waiting for an easy path, stop. It doesn't exist. The moment you decide to chase something real, discomfort becomes constant. Sleep will be short. Doubt will be loud. People will question you. Your body will want to quit. Your mind will beg for excuses. And it's in that exact storm where most men turn back. Here's how you survive it. Step 1. Shift focus from outcomes to effort. The results don't matter yet. All that matters is showing up. Blood, sweat, repetition. Do it even when you see no progress. Because momentum comes quietly. Step 2. Break the pain into manageable increments. You don't have to finish it all at once. You just have to do the next step, the next task, the next hour. Small wins compound into unstoppable progress. Step 3. Frame obstacles as proof you're on the right path. If it's easy, it doesn't matter. If it feels impossible, it's real. Resistance is the confirmation that you're building something worth building. Most men interpret difficulty as a signal to retreat. You will interpret it as a signal to push. That's the line between repetition and growth. Step 4. Guard your mind relentlessly. Doubt is the enemy. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe it's too much. Maybe this isn't for me. These are lies from the part of you that wants comfort. Don't negotiate. Answer every doubt with action. Step 5. Accept that pain is non-negotiable. No shortcut exists. No hack will save you. No motivation clip will carry you. Pain is part of the price, and the sooner you accept it, the faster you grow. Every great man you admire walked through this exact same storm. They weren't stronger at first. They weren't luckier. They were relentless when it hurt. Here's the hardest lesson. The world doesn't care about your excuses. Time doesn't pause. Opportunities don't wait. Your comfort doesn't protect you. Either you move forward in pain or you stay where you are and watch life pass by. And make no mistake, life will test you relentlessly. The question is simple. Do you obey fear or do you obey your commitment? Fear will always exist. Pain will always exist. Doubt will always exist. What separates men is one thing. They move anyway. They keep showing up. They keep building. They keep fighting. Even when the fire is burning out, even when the road is cruel, even when nobody believes. And here's the secret most men never realize. Every time you push through, your identity strengthens. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you create proof that you can be trusted. Every time you endure, the path becomes easier, not because life changes, but because you change. This is what makes a year different. Not luck, not timing, not opportunity. Relentless, consistent execution in the face of hardship. By the time you're 12 months in, and the man you've become will no longer recognize the man who started. It doesn't. Big results are a side effect. The real work happens in tiny, invisible wins stacked over time. Every day you show up, even when it hurts, you're winning. Every disciplined action, no matter how small, compounds. Every choice to do the hard thing instead of the easy thing adds invisible weight to your future. Here's the problem. Men underestimate the power of accumulation. They think skipping today won't matter, or that doing less this week is harmless. It's not. Tiny compromises become habits. Habits define character. Character defines results. Look at your life honestly. Your failures aren't usually from one catastrophic mistake. They're from repeated small choices that silently added up. Now look at the flip side. If you commit to small wins consistently, they accumulate like snow in a storm. Soon, momentum builds so strong it crushes doubt, fear, and procrastination. Here's how it works. 1 extra hour of focused work today. 1 extra rep at the gym. 1 hard conversation instead of avoiding it. 1 disciplined choice when comfort whispers stop. Do this daily. Not occasionally. Not when you feel like it. Daily. Soon what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. The man you are today is nothing compared to the man you're becoming, if you never miss a day. Most men quit because they can't see progress. They want visible results immediately, but small wins don't scream. They whisper. And only a man committed to consistency will hear them. This is why men repeat the year. They miss the quiet accumulation of effort. They chase fireworks, not foundation. Here's the dangerous truth. Your comfort is sabotaging you silently. Every time you choose ease over discipline, you cancel a small win that would have compounded into a breakthrough. Imagine this. You sacrifice 1 hour a day for growth. That's 365 hours in a year. 1 year, 1 decision, 1 identity. Show up no matter what. And at the end of that year, your life won't resemble anything you've experienced before. Most men can't commit to that. That's why their years feel identical. They never see the power of consistent, invisible work. Small wins are proof to yourself. I am trustworthy. I am disciplined. I am committed. And once your mind believes that, the world starts bending to your actions. It's not flashy. It's not motivational. It's invisible, slow, boring work. But it builds something permanent. If you want to escape repetition, stop chasing big results. Start chasing small wins relentlessly. 1 choice at a time. 1 action at a time. 1 uncomfortable decision at a time. This is the secret men ignore. The year doesn't change overnight. You change, and everything else follows. Most men fear pain. But what they don't realize is regret is louder, heavier, and lasts forever. Pain comes and goes. Pain burns for a moment. Pain teaches. Pain moves you. Regret, on the other hand, haunts you endlessly. Look back at your life. Every I should have, every if only, every path you didn't take, those moments weigh heavier than every hardship you endured. Here's the truth most men ignore. Avoiding discomfort now only guarantees regret later. You think quitting, delaying, hiding, or staying small will protect you. It won't. Because the pain of knowing you didn't try The pain of knowing you gave up, the pain of knowing you betrayed yourself, that pain never fades. Listen closely. You have a choice today. You can endure temporary pain, or you can live with permanent regret. And regret doesn't just hurt your feelings. It shapes your identity. It decides the story you'll tell about yourself. It defines whether you're a man who stands or a man who looks back wishing he had. Most men keep repeating their year because they fear pain more than regret. They want comfort in the short term. They ignore the long-term consequences. Here's the hard truth. The discomfort of today is nothing compared to the weight of regret tomorrow. You will pay one way or the other, either with pain or with regret. This is why elite men embrace pain. Not because they enjoy it, not because life is fair, but because they understand this. Pain is temporary. Regret is eternal. Every time you hesitate, every time you procrastinate, every time you choose comfort, remember this. The man you'll be in 5 years is the direct result of the choices you make now. Stop waiting. Stop negotiating. Stop lying to yourself. Do the work. Feel the discomfort. Move forward even when it hurts. Because every step you take now, and no matter how small, builds a life that will silence regret forever. This is the moment. The moment most men ignore. The moment that defines whether this year is another repetition or the year your life finally changes. Decide now. Commit fully. Show up relentlessly. Embrace pain. Ignore excuses. Move forward like your future self depends on it. Because he does. Because if you stop now, you won't just lose a day. You won't just lose progress. You'll lose yourself. The difference between repeating the same year and building a life you're proud of might down is one thing. The courage to act, even when it's impossible. Your dream, your goals, your growth, they don't wait. You either move or you stay stuck forever.